Hello and welcome to another edition of Day Drinking with Kevin. Here we are day drinking in Ribera del Duero and we are at the winery of Territorio Luthier. This is a very special winery to me and I think you're going to enjoy the wines as much as I do. I can't wait to share them with you. We were very fortunate to be given a tour by Christina Alonso, the owner of the winery and an icon in the Spanish wine industry. She gave us a history of Ribera del Duero.
The white, as I was telling you, Ribera del Duero didn't allow whites until 2019. When Ribera del Duero started, Ribera del Duero is a fairly new denomination of origin. It was established in 1982. And when they established it, they decided that, based on the people that was there, they decided that they were going to have reds and rosés, that here is called clarete, and that it has to be 75% tempranillo, and the rosé 55% tempranillo, which is something that may look like a very good decision at the time, but it may not be that great, because, for example, here the main wine in Ribera, since 400 years ago or more, was rosé, clarete. That's what they were making here. My grandfather used to buy wine from Ribera in big goat skins, take it in the truck and sell it, from the villages. So people had in my house, when I was little, the wine from Ribera was always rosé, clarete, and it was called clarete. So the tradition was that. There was a lot of Grenache, but they decided that 75% had to be Tempranillo, so people actually removed Grenache and they planted Tempranillo. And obviously people were not making rosé because rosé was like low price and it was like, why now it's red, now we are all making red. And people were never planted white anymore. People had white because in the old times when people make rosé, they have in the vineyard, they have everything mixed, rosé. I mean, they had red, Tempranillo, Bouvat, Grenache, white, Albillo, Pirulés, everything mixed. So what they will do is they get everything from the vineyard, pick it together, take it to the winery, step on it, and what they ferment is the juice. So that's why they make rosé. You have to think that they didn't have a lot of equipment. People here were very poor. So really, what you make is the wine easier to make if you don't have any equipment, and that was rosé. And then they took it to underground cellars to ferment in big cubas, in big barrels. So that was what they had been making since the 16th century. We want to make the wine the same as our grandparents used to make it. So we pick vineyards that are all mixed, or we mix it here, and we mix white and red. We have it overnight, and then the next day we bleed. I mean, we open, and no, actually we don't bleed. No. We take everything out in a small press, and we step on it because our press is very small. It's a press for reds, and we ferment the juice. That's the way we do it. So, like it was done before. So it's not a sommelier, and we don't call it rosé, we call it clarete. But it's because that was the name that has always been used. Also in Rioja, they use the term clarete, because they used to make it like that, mixing red and white grapes. In here, if you want, we were making red, it's a crianza, so we decided to call it Lara O. Lara is the name of the sister of Fernando, and O is the last name, Ortiz. So we make our Lara O red, and we were very happy with it. And when we changed all the labeling and we changed to Territorio Luthier and we were more professionals and more formal and everything, we decided that every wine has a personality for us. So we make wine for a reason. So this wine was made for a reason. The rosé is made for a reason. So for us to give the same name, like Territorio Luthier Crianza, Territorio Luthier Reserva, like you are taking a little bit out of the wine. So we decided that every wine has to have its name. If it has its personality, it should have its name as well. So to keep the name. So for us, Lara O is the name of our crianzas. You can see here we have Lara O white, Lara O rosé, vamos clarete, and Lara O crianza. This is the rosado, the clarete that we tasted is our Lara O clarete. We are going to taste now our Lara O crianza, and it's a crianza. Easy wine, but easy in the good sense of the word easy. Easy because it's easy to drink, and you want to drink another glass, and you don't need food or anything. You have it is good, but something that we can enjoy with all kinds of people. We look for freshness and acidity. That is the rosé, you can see it very well. It's very fruity and very fresh. And the crianza should be similar. The next one we are going to taste is Hispania. This is the one you tasted 2020, and this is the one that is in the market now, 2019. This is the only one that has the label of, we have more, but not red, that has the label of cosecha. This is the generic label of Ribera del Duero. You know, usually this is the label that the regulatory council gives you. This used to be printed by the mint. Now it's a company, but it has this hologram, so it can be fake. You pay for this, by the way. They don't give it to us, but they make us pay. So usually this label, the pink one, is used for young wines, because when you have a young wine, it's not a crianza because it doesn't have the aging requirements. So you use this label, and it says cosecha, that means vintage, and 2019. It has to have the year. You see, crianza, and the others do not have the year. You know, it's just like the generic crianza label. What happened is with Hispania is not obviously a young wine, and it's not priced as a young wine. So what happens now with, not with us, with many wineries, and it started a few years ago, is that, as I said, the people want to be Ribera, but they don't want to be like the crianza, reserva, whatever. So they decide to make all the wines with the generic label. There are some wineries, even Vega Sicilia now, releases everything with the generic label. So it's what is called a signature wine, o vino de autor in español, wine of author. It's a wine that theoretically you buy it because it's the wine, it's Hispania, not because it's a reserva of Territorio Luthier. Hispania was a reserva until 2016, so our first generic label was 2018. For us and for many wineries, the trend is to go this, because in the international markets, reserva or crianza doesn't have a meaning, so most of the people won't care. You know, the buyer is going to look for Hispania because they know it, or they have been recommended. They don't care if it's reserva or gran reserva or crianza. This is the only wine that has the name of the winery. It's Territorio Luthier Reserva. And this is because this wine is the wine that for us represents the philosophy of the winery. Wines that will age, wines that are elegant, fine, that have finesse, that are smooth, they have to be silky. We are not looking for full body or too oaky. We are looking for class, I think. So this is our Territorio Luthier. It's about, I think right now it's about 85% Tempranillo, Grenache, and 5% of, no, 80% Tempranillo, 15% Grenache, and 5% Albillo.
So I'm here with Christina Alonso, one of the owners of Territorio Luthier, and one of the things that you showed me today was that each one of your wines represents a unique personality, and it's a sense of place. And on the back of all their bottles, they talk about the guardian of history. And I think that's what I want everybody to take away from my visit here today, is that each one of these was carefully crafted to reflect historical ways of making wines, and you should be very, very proud of all of your wines. Thank you so much for sharing your day with us today and sharing your wine. And thank you for what you do for making wine so special.
Thank you very much for your visit, Kevin, and the rest of people. Thank you, and everybody's welcome to come.
Our next stop in Ribera del Duero is Bodegas Astor. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.